Hello, Fáilte. Welcome to my channel here, Lora O'Brien, and we are engaging in a reading of the Táin Cuailgne, the cattle raid of Cooley. So today's episode will be 24A and 24B. If you are new to this and you're just after stumbling in because of the YouTube algorithm, or I don't know, you like the look of Quark here, you're very welcome, absolutely 100% welcome. And I would really, really love it if you went back to the blog post that explains what we're doing here, but also definitely the playlist. So all of that will be linked below and will come up at some point up here or somewhere. And please go back and start at the start. There's a lot of content. It's a labor of love, and we're going to just dig into it here. So we are reading the Cattle Raid of Cooley, and this is the Joseph Dunn translation. So Táin Cuailgne, Cattle Raid of Cooley. This is the Joseph Dunn translation from 1914, which has quite flowery language, but we are going with it because it is copyright free and available on the internet. So the last one we did was the repeated warning of Sultan, who is Cuchulain's mortal father. So here we are, the order of the men of Ulster. Arise, O Fincha, said Concord. I thee I send forth, a negligence not to be wished. Proclaim it to the chiefs of Ulster. Nice little bit of Rosk poetry in there. Go thou forward to Jerg, to Dida in his bay, to Leven, to Follock, to Ilan, son of Fergus, at Gower, to Dornall, Feck, at Imclar, to Jarag, Imjarg, to Phalamige, son of Ilar Ketchuk of Coolgne, at Elon, to Rocha, son of Fathamon, at Rigdon, to Lu, to Lugga, to Cothba in his bay, to Carfra at Elna, to Leg at his causeway, to Gemen in his valley, to Senol Uachach at Dival Ard, to Kehern, son of Fintan, at Carlog, to Kehern at Elna, to Tarathor, to Moloch at his fort, to the royal poet Amergin, to Uachach Bova, to the Mórrígan at Dún Sovarka, to H, to Roth, to Fiachna at his mound, to Damdren, to Andira, to Manya Mach Brerock, to Dovjarric, to Maud, to Mahus, to Irmahus at Corpclea, to Garberle at Line, to Ocho Semnoch in Semna, to Ucha Lahrach at Lahern, to Kelkar, son of Uchachar in Leklas, to Erge Ekbal at Bri Erge, to Uma, son of Remarfasok at Fedon in Coolgne, to Munremer, son of Gerkend at Modern, to San Lover at Conan Gial, to Falamon, to Luggi, king of the Furbolg, to Luggi of Line, to Buagalach, to Abach, to Fernia at Barenya, to Ane, to Aniach, to Abra, to Lyra Milbel at his fire. This is just a combination of like all the names and all the place names and all of them in a form of Irish that does not sit easily with me, and I have to struggle to figure the pronunciation. It's an older form of Irish than I'm used to. This will probably be around Middle Irish, maybe. Anyway, at his fire, to the three sons of Troscal at Backdragon, to Dren, to Drenda, to Drendus, to Keembil, to Keembin at Fan Nachoba, to Fachna, son of Seneca, at his rash, to Seneca, to Senchancha, to Brickrew, to Brickerna, son of Brickrew, to Breck, to Buan, to Barach, to Angus of the Firbulloch, to Angus, son of Leche, to Fergus, son of Leche, to ? to Bruacher to Slongay, to Conall Kernock, son of Amergan, at Miluachar, to Cuchulainn, son of Sultam, at Merhevna, to Men, son of Salcolga, at Rena, to the three sons of Féachna, Ross, Dare, and Imcha, at Coolgne, to Conad MacMorna at the Colin, to Condra, son of Amergan, at his rash, to Amergan at Esrua, to Leg at Lere, to Angus Ferbenduma, to Oma Greenanach at Breck, to O Macfornay at to Tolkien, to Sujay at Machol in Macday, to Conla Seb at Urba, to Lira Buajak at Imal, to Amergan Irngunach at Talchu, to Ferben, son of Conchor, at Shiel in Mac Inish, to Cushcred, men of Macha, son of Conchor, at Macha, to Fingin at Fingavar, to Blay, the hospitaller of a score, to Blay, the hospitaller of 6 men, to Owen, son of Durhacht, at Fernmog, to Ord at Maxera, to Oblon, to Obel at Cullen, to Curraher, to Leana at Ethbena, to Fernal, to Finke at of Schlievbeha, to Talcaba at Bernos, to Men, son of Faircullen, at Macdula, to Erol at Blarigny, to Toberjay, son of Alcoth, to Ela, Ilgrema, to Ross, son of Ulcrochach, at Magdobla, to Alilfin, to Fehenbeck, to Fehenmore, to Fergus, son of Finkiom, at Burach, to Alcar, to Ibadkar, to Uachar, to Etathkar, to Angus, son of Onlem Gave, to Rudri at Mactal, to Manya, son of Crom, to Ninjok, son of Cron, to ? To Mal Mac Rochraji, to Biohak, to Briharach at his rash, to Narilla at Lothar, to the 2 sons of Fech, Morajak and Cotreb, to Fintan, son of Niamh Glanach at Dún Daben, to Ferajak Fin Fechnach at Nemij of Slieve Fuch, to Amergan, son of Eket Salach at the Bush, to Bunye, son of Munremar, to Fejak, son of Dorare, to Mernier, men. I kind of feel like if I practiced that and like got the mic right, that would make great ASMR. If if you want to see me do or hear me do ASMR, please leave a comment below and link me to some of your favorites as well, so I can see how you like it done. But yeah, maybe me reading Irish would be the way to go for ASMR on this channel. I don't know what I'm talking about. It was no wise a heavy task for Fincha to gather this assembly and muster which Concobar had enjoined upon him. For all there were of Ulstermen to the east of Owen, and to the west of Owen, and to the north of Owen, set out at once for the field of Owen in the service of their king, and at the word of their lord, and to await the recovery of Conchor. Such as were from the south of Owen waited not from Conchor, but set out directly on the trail of the host and on the hoof prints of the Táin. So the men of Ulster are recovering from their curse that Macha had laid upon them. So they're able to get up and about, and they're being mustered. The first stage of the men of Ulster marched under Conchor was from Owen to the green at Irarge Cullen that night. Why now delay we, ye men? Conchor asked. We await thy sons, they answered, Féacha and Féachna, who have gone with a division from us to Tara to fetch Urch, son of thy daughter Félamij Nachruach, 9-shaped, son also of Carbra Neafer, king of Tara, to the end that he should come with the number of his muster and his troops, his levy and his forces to our host at this time. By my word, exclaimed Concor, I will delay here no longer for them, lest the men of Erin hear of my rising from the weakness and pains. So that pains is a reference to the curse. They were cursed with the pains of a woman in childbirth anytime Ulster was under attack, down to 9 generations of them. So weakness and pains wherein I was, for the men of Erin know not even if I am still alive. Thereupon Concor and Celtcar proceeded with 300 spear-bristling chariot fighters to Och Irvigi, the ford of spear points, and there met them 80 huge men of the bodyguard of Ailill and Maeve, with 80 women as their spoils. Blech. Thus was their portion and the plunder of Ulster, a woman captive in the hand of each man of them. Ugh. Concor and Celtcar struck off their 80 heads and released their 80 captive women. Oth Irvigi, the ford of the spear points, was the name of the place till that time. Oth Fene is its name ever since. And it is for this it is called Oth Fene, because the warriors of the Fene from the east and the warriors of the Fene from the west encountered one another in battle and contest, man for man, on the brink of the ford. Concor and Celtcar returned that night to the green in Irarge Cullen, hard by the men of Ulster. Thereupon Celtcar aroused the men of Ulster. So that is the order of the men of Ulster. Arise, said Concor. So if you have any tips for me for the old ASMR, then make sure that you let me know in the comments. Okay, so we're going to do 24b, the agitation of Celtcar. It was then that Celtcar in his sleep uttered these words in the midst of the men of Ulster in Irarge Cullen that night. 300 chariot men, 100 horse companions stout, 100 with 100 druids, to lead us will not fail the hero of the land, Concor with hosts around him. Let the battle line be formed. Gather now, ye warriors. Battle shall be fought at Garrick and Ilgarrick on afternoon's morn. After morrow's morn. On that same night, Cormac Conlongus, Concor's son, spake these words to the men of Erin at Slevin Meja that night. A wonder of a morning, a wondrous time, when hosts will be confused, kings turn back in flight, necks will be broken, the sand made red, when forth breaks the battle, the 7 chieftains before, of Ulster's host round Concor. Their women will they defend, for their herds will they fight, at Garrick and Ilgarrick, on the morning after the morrow. Hey Laura, if you're going to do ASMR, you better get the text right, hadn't you? I don't know what this ASMR cake is. I read an article about it, and apparently it's very popular, and it just got me thinking. So please ignore. On that same night, Dovetock Joel, the scorpion of Ulster, uttered these words in his sleep among the men of Erin at Slevin Meja that night. Great be the morn of Meath. Great be the truce of Cullen. Great be the fight of Clara. Great too the steeds of Assel. Great be the plague of Tuabressy. Great be the storm, Ulster's battle storm round Concor. Their women will they defend, for their herds will they fight, at Garrick and Ilgarrick, on the morning after the morrow. And this repetition, and you can see it more clearly here in the Irish, the repetition of the words is pretty classic Rosk poetry, which is one of the original poetry forms of Old Ireland. And we have a whole class about it over at the irishpaganschool.com. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that, the construction of it, but also the use and how it was used for magic and battle poetry. And we see it here in battle poetry, definitely, which may have magical connotations. Dovetock was awakened from his sleep, so that Nevin brought confusion on the host, and they fell trembling in their arms under the points of their spears and weapons, so that 100 warriors of them fell dead in the midst of their camp and quarters at the fearfulness of the shout they heard on high. Be that as it would, that night was not the calmest for the men of Erin that they passed before or since, because of the forebodings and predictions, and because of the spectres and visions that were revealed to them. So it is interesting that Nevin and the, predictions and visions and all of that is here in connection with the Rosk poetry. And I think that's something that people sometimes miss, kind of gloss over the poetry in stories like the Táin. And certainly a lot of translators have glossed over the poetry in stories like the Táin in the past. And it's actually an essential part of it and could well be connected to invocations basically, or to bringing about prophecy, whether true or false prophecy, for brought by the spectres and the visions. So it could be cursing magic that's going on here, as well as battle magic for their own side and cursing magic for the other side. It's definitely not beyond the bounds of possibility. So we're going to leave that there for today, and make sure that you like and share and follow and subscribe and do all that good stuff so YouTube knows that you want more content like this. And comment below if you want to hear me do ASMR. Could be a thing. I don't know. Slán go fóill, and I will see you in the next video.